So usually I'll go on a walk, right? Usually I'll go on a walk. I will be going on a walk, by the way. I will be going on a walk. That's gonna happen. Yeah, I will be going on a walk later on. I just kind of have to, even if it's not on camera. You know what I'm saying? I at least have to go on a walk. It's like in some type of facet I have to walk, even if it's not outside. But I want to go outside and walk. I want to go do that. So I'm gonna go do that. Might be on camera, might not. Maybe I just need to exist without it. Who knows? Either way, I did want to talk about some stuff, and because like I have to go do some stuff to get ready to go do that. So I want to do some stuff before that. I want to talk before that. Here's the first thing I'll tell you. Be honest. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Now, you're going to understand as we get into it, but be honest. Always be honest. Let's give some examples. I love examples, man. I love examples. Let's say you're on stream like me. Okay, this is very particular. Let's not do that. Let's say you, it's not really to be 100%. Let's say to maybe what you can do. Let's say you call up a job, right? Like I do that, for example. But let's say maybe you just walk in, right? Maybe you just walk in. Maybe you're one of those people who walks in, hands a resume. You hand your resume. They look at your details and they say, And you're just like, what do you mean, It's like, well, you don't seem to have the qualifications for here. You're like, okay. Like, yeah, you don't seem to have the qualifications. You're like, okay, I don't seem to have the qualifications, okay. So, what about it? Well, you can't really come in here. You're like, oh. And you're like, you just think to yourself, maybe I should have lied. Maybe I should have lied on my application or my resume. Just lied on it, right? Just say you did this thing or you had this qualification. You might have got in. People always say that to me. Just lie. Just lie. Because you will get literally, like, you'll have consequences for telling the truth. It's actually wild. You get consequences for lying too, but you get so many consequences for being honest. It's insane. You get so many. It's actually baffling how many consequences you get for just being honest. Just being honest. You get so many things bad happening to you just for being honest. And then, like, you remember, like, I don't know what the exact story is. Actually, I don't even need an exact story. I'll get relate it to a Bible story. Oh, there's specific ones. There's so many instances, actually, where the people within the Bible, no matter what, they follow God in whatever part that we're looking at. They follow God, and they said, man, I'm not going to lie. But I think about the followers of Christ who they didn't even say any lies. Like, they just said what they believed. They said what they've seen. They told the truth. They said, okay, like the people who was persecuting, like, hey man, we will literally kill you if you do not renounce Christ. Tell me the truth. What did you see? Did you see him risen from the dead? And they said, yeah. And like, oh, hey. Say no. You'll live. Just say no. And they said, I saw him risen. I saw that he was risen. And you just say that. You just say, I saw he was risen. Just say that. I want to, before you get into anything, I want to just note that the fact that I'm even talking about these type of things is already a really good thing. It's very, very, very good. But, like I was saying, you learn lessons. You don't learn lessons if you can't be honest. If you're lying through your whole life, you're going to learn lessons by lying too. But you learn so many lessons just by being honest, because you learn just how the world is. Because honest people, you literally realize what happens when you're an honest person, and the world will mess you over. It will mess you over. And like I always say, dealing with people is one of the worst things you could ever do, bro. But you have to do it. You have to. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Do you know how many times, like, me and a lot of others like me, growing up, has so many bad experiences with so many people? And it's not like it's weird, because when you were a horrible person, or like, I mean, maybe you're horrible right now, but I mean, like, for me, when I was younger and I was so willing to just do the craziest of things, like aggressive and just all this insane stuff. I would be so willing to do that type of stuff. But then I'll be fine. But then when I get older, it's like, now it's different. Now it's different. Now I'm getting more of the like consequences. Just by being nice. Just by being not even just nice. Just by being honest. By not doing all this crazy stuff. If you're an honest person, you literally fail in the world, bro. You have to develop thick skin. I mean, you have to. You have to not care. You have to. That is going to be the biggest challenge you ever have in your life. And that's the point of this video. It's the point of so many videos I've been having, because it's something I'm dealing with. Not caring. And protecting your peace. Do what you have to do. Let's say you're at a workplace. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to school. You go into school. There's a bully. You know what actually happened? I had this situation. I had a bully. Hey. We have bullies, man. But the weird thing about this bully is, I might have told this story before. He was my friend. That's what was so devastating about this. Like, it deeply hurt me. Like, for so long. Like, I was so young. This deeply hurt me. Because I really wanted to keep being his friend. And I was giving him the benefit of the doubt so much because he was my only friend. I think I remember his name, but if I do remember his name, and I do say that name that I think that I remember, and it could be wrong, but it probably is true, then I don't want to expose him, so I'm not going to say his name. But I remember his name. That's not the big point here. The point here is, I found out, well, we were first friends, right? So he would come over, hang out, and honestly, my family was astonished. They were like, he has a friend? And I didn't know that this person had other friends. I never met his other friends. I never met him. But he would come to the house. He would play with me and stuff. We would play some video games or play outside. We played outside a lot. He was older than me, like maybe by a few years or so. He was a little bit of an older kid. He was kind of on the bigger side. Of course, obviously he's grown up by this point. Hopefully he's okay, honestly. And by the way I'm talking, you're like, wait a second, well, then maybe it wasn't that bad. What happened? Because you're still thinking that hopefully he's doing good. I just always wish the best for everyone. So it's just that simple. Plus, it's been enough time that I'm like, I don't have the emotions of that moment anymore, but they're coming back right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just they're small little moments. I mean, just the reminiscent of it. But at the time, based on this situation, I thought this was gonna be the worst situation of all time. I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but this is technically relating to a real life person. So again, not no names, but I will be telling literal events that did actually happen, because I'm telling a story, and at some point you have to tell events of what actually happened. So here's what happened. We were friends for a little bit, and then I don't know what it was. One day, he just showed his true colors. Like, he was so chill before. He was like, yeah, we're friends and stuff. And just one day, he showed his true colors. And I was like, wait, who even is this? I don't even know who this is anymore. So, like, it was pretty quick, funnily enough. It was actually pretty quick that he showed his true colors. So he lived in a trailer, right? We lived in a house. He lived in a trailer. We had a shower. He didn't. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind. He would often come over to use our shower. Keep that in mind. So we already get into a pattern of using, and he used our TV, and he was able to play on our phone with us. He used our amenities. He had some of our food. I mean, just a thing to say. I mean, the parental figure, that type of thing. But here's what happened. I didn't know he had other friends, by the way. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's important. I didn't know he had other friends. But again, I'm not going to get too much into specifics, but I'll only relate to stuff related to me. There are some stuff that he did related to other people, but specifically related to me, I will talk about, because that is exposing myself, not exposing other people, okay? I've made plenty of videos before where I expose other people, and I don't want to keep doing that. So I'm not going to expose other people. I'm just going to expose this person who did this thing to me. But again, it's all good. It's all to make my point. I'll make my point, which I'll remember at the end of this. But oh no, it's the same theme. It's the same theme of honesty. Being honest no matter what people will do to you, right? And hey, we're gonna relate it to Christ, bro. Hold on. Watch. I have it in mind. We go. Hey, you already know. You already know. You already know. You already know. All right. So here's what happens. But I was feeling not really great before recording this. I'm feeling so inspired right now. Just literally just talking right now, I feel so good because I'm realizing so many things. It's lessons, man. God teaches you lessons, bro. And I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to help you learn what I learned. But here we go. So I was basically going on my way to the bus to the school, going to the school on the school bus, about to do my thing. And for some odd reason, of course, it's just a regular day. This kid was there, my friend. I was like, okay, it's cool, yeah. And for some odd reason, he just hated me right then. Like, he just had this weird vibe about him. Like, he just doesn't like me anymore. I'm like, whoa, what happened? He was like super antagonistic. I was like, whoa, what just happened? Why is he so like aggressive? He comes up to me and he starts like talking head or whatever. I believe, I don't remember exactly. I think he's probably talking head to me or something. It might have just been random or related to some, like, I don't remember exactly, some incident that happened or the other. I don't know. It might have just been we had like weird relations for a while, or something. I could have sworn at one point we like kicked him out of the house because he kept using the showers, or like, you just here to use the showers. I don't know. Maybe that's not the case. I'm maybe spitballing, but either way, all I know is there's a problem. All right. And what happened was, well, sorry, yeah, I kind of have my shirt off, but it's not fully off. If you hadn't noticed, don't worry about it. So basically, he just started fighting me, bro. Like, physically, he just started fighting me for no reason, bro. And I remember being no reason. Probably was a reason in his mind, but he was actually, as I didn't even realize, he was a bully. He bullied people. I didn't know he did that, but he did that. I know. I realized that later on. I didn't realize it right here. I was just like, why is he fighting me? But he just started trying to hit me. Now, this wasn't really a fight. Not really. I wasn't really hurt, if that makes sense. Now, I was fighting him. Don't get me wrong. I was doing my best. I mean, I'm not really a fighter. I didn't really train to fight, but I was hitting him. I was doing my thing, and he was like hitting my hair. I had like a big poofy hair, right? And he was just hitting my hair, and I was just thinking to myself, man, this don't even hurt. Like, even the people who saw it, uh, like, they talked about it afterwards about how, like, bro, he was punching your hair and it didn't even hurt. And I remember bragging later on to everyone and to him that it didn't hurt, because it didn't. He was just punching my hair, and he was like going punching my hair, and I was like, man, it don't even hurt, bro. It don't even hurt. It don't even hurt, bro. I don't know what else to say. It don't even hurt, bro. I don't know what else to say to you. That's it. So he's over here doing that, right? And here's what happens, right? So as we're fighting, the school bus comes up. It's time to get on the bus. And I go and get on the bus. He storms off home. He don't hop on the bus with me. I get on the bus, I go back, I go to school, and we just do things like we're supposed to, go to school. And he just hops on home. I don't see him for a while, actually, after that. Because he just huffed and puffed on home. Remember that he lived in a trailer. I believe it was also connected to like this like circular area where there's a bunch of different houses and trailers and stuff. It was very like, I don't know where we were living, bro. That area was insane. Like, we had our house, and there was a lot of like next to us. There was a lot of like open plains and a lot of just like roads. It was very, very out there. Like, we were next to the city, but like it was still like out there. It was not much there. The houses are kind of old. I mean, a weird neighborhood, I'll tell you that for sure. I mean, when the buses bring us home, they would just bring us like right next to our house anyway. We just hop in the house, which is definitely interesting. It means all the kids knew where we lived. But yeah, basically, with that, later on, there was that. Later on, what basically happened was he ended up like legitimately, right? he just started bullying me at school, bro. Like he just decided. Now it wasn't for very long. He just kind of got bored of it, and people usually get bored of bullying me. The reason why they get bored of bullying me is because I'm just not really easily bullyable. Mostly because I fight back. Either I fight back, or I fight back, or I fight back. I was always like that. It's just because I fight back. Um, he only did it for one day. I remember he found me at school, and he tried to bully me for like 3 seconds. I forgot what he did. It must have not been anything crazy because I can't remember it. He must have done something. I know I was near like a gate or something. He might have just like grabbed my head or something, tried to hit me into the gate. I don't know. I don't know what he did, hit me into the gate or something. I don't know. Maybe just nearby the gate he tried to do something. Either way, I usually fight back, so I probably fought back. He didn't bully me any time after that, and I barely even saw him. But then after that, he did end up. I won't go into specifics because I don't want to do all that. But he did end up bullying people that I knew, um, and that were close to me, and I didn't like that. That made me angry myself because he ended up bullying people and doing horrible, like just not good stuff, man. Just despicable things to people who were near me and who I cared about. So that was crazy. But I never really talked to him, after that. I saw him a couple times and he just seemed like a different person. Like, I mean, like, so different. I seen him a couple times and I was like, wow, he's so different. Like, his demeanor was changed, how he talked, spoke, acted. It was. I don't get how that happens, but I do. That's the point of this video. Well, it's not the point of this video, actually, but it is. It's just a thing, I guess. Yeah, it's not part. That's not the point of this video. But people, technically, yes, it does get crazy when you think about it. Like, certain people just act a certain way, and then they don't. And you'll find this a lot of times with so many different people. It's insane. I'm not like that, and I really like that others. Some people aren't like that, but a majority of them are. They pretend like they're all cool, and then they're gonna be disgusting. Here's the thing. I'm not like that. And I really have been. I've been like that a couple times. Or not a couple times. A few times in there. Like, recently. As in, not like recently as in like this year. But I mean like in recent times. Like past maybe 5 years. I've been like kind of like disgusting at times. Or like rude or whatever have you. I mean, I've been like that before. There's no reason to do that anymore. There's no reason. There's no reason to do that. I mean, what do you get out of making someone feel that bad? Like you're just being rude to them. Like for no reason. What do you get out of that? And I just think about all of the times how I've just tried and tried and tried to just do it. And I'm not perfect. Can we both agree on that? For you also, you're not perfect. Neither me or you are perfect. It's not the case, man. We ain't perfect. But we try our best. Sometimes we don't try our best. Let's say that, right? I have current things that I'm not good at. You probably have current things you're not good at. Current things I'm working on. I'm not at the tip top. You're not at the tip top. But at the end of the day, I want to try, and I want to, at the end of the day, be as respectful and nice and just everything that I can, the best of my abilities. And that's to everyone, no matter what. Do you want to know how I talked to this guy that we're talking about as an example? The only reason I'm talking about it is because it's such an old thing that it's fine to talk about. The reason why I talked to him this way, or I talked to him normally, like when I actually did talk to him, I didn't really give him much words. I barely even saw him. I rarely saw him after a while. I didn't even see him again. I haven't seen him since then, and since we moved away from wherever that was. And basically, when I was talking to him, I'm sure I got angry at times, but I was not as angry as some other people were at him, bro. I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with you. I don't have anything to say to you. Sorry, I just don't have anything to say. It's a thing where at a certain point you just don't have any more hate to give. And I want to relate this to, like, this is gonna happen a lot in your life. You're going to be tested by people coming up to you and giving you a middle finger, literally, or just friends betraying you, loved ones betraying you, partners betraying you. Someone you used to date who was being so amazing or something in the beginning or something, right? Super amazing. They said the right things, they acted the right way. It's all great until it always just switches. This is with anyone, not even just partners, but that's an example, right? It just switches, and they become like a monster almost, and you're like, what is happening here? But you don't realize that was who they were. You just didn't notice it. Just like that guy who we're talking about. I didn't even know he was a bully. Before he met me, he was a bully. He just didn't bully me at that time. He was nice to me. He was someone who was hanging out and fun to talk to and play around. He was just someone who was there too. And we've only became friends because we just randomly, we met because we lived basically right next to each other. And we continued to live right next to each other for the whole time. Like, he lived right across the street. And it's like, we just became friends because we were just like, hey man, like, let's just hang out, man. You like playing video games, man? Or like, you like basketball, because I like basketball. It's like, you like basketball, man? Like football? You like running around? You like chickens? I don't know. Like, that was how it was. And I dealt with so many situations just like that, but like, I always tried to come at them with a sense of, I have to do my best to be honest and to be respectful no matter what. And I relate this back to Christ, man. Back to Jesus. Back to Christ, man. Whenever people told him no, told him he was horrible, that he was some, like, demon, or just said crazy stuff to him, what did he do? Did he, like, cry on his knees and be like, how dare you call me these things? Oh, no. No. When he walked up to someone, he preached to them, and they did not take his preaching, which, again, you can't you can't get every detail of every living second of his life within the scripture. Like, literally every second, you can't get it in text. It's just not going to happen. It would literally take as long as it would have took, like, to actually do it. So, of course, we're just going to see different portions. We're not going to see 100% everything, right? But we're going to see a lot of them very important parts. But even the parts we didn't see, there's times, including the ones we did see, or sorry, not see, read about. There's many times where he walks up to someone, or maybe a group, he preaches to them, and they literally don't care. Or, not even that they don't care, they despise it. Maybe they just think, why would I want that? Or why would I want to do that? Maybe it's was it Pharisees or whatever, like the spiritual lawmen or whatever. I think they're called Pharisees or something. And basically, they would just be like, no, you must do it this way. Do it this way. Like, like he's eating, with unclean hands. Oh, you gotta wash your hands before you eat. Say, man, that's not what goes in you that, that defiles you. It's what comes out, man. That's what comes out. So, like, you'll meet people similar to how he would. And do you think he's going to go up to these people, preach to them? They say no, and he's going to be like, no. Like, do you think his self-worth is tied to whether they liked his message or not? Because that's how we treat it. That's how a lot of us treat it. Our self-worth is literally dictated by how other people think of us. Because we tried our best, maybe we spread a message, or maybe we just tried things. Like, for example, you try to make a connection with someone. Trying to make a connection is inherently vulnerable. Inherently. Whether it's romantic, friendship, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. making any type of connection with another human being in any type of way that's past, actually, not even past acquaintance, even acquaintance is already difficult. Now it gets difficult the deeper you get in, but even acquaintance, of course, an acquaintance is like, I mean, you can just avoid them because you're not really connected to them compared to like you're connected to your parent. Your parent's crazy or something. But there are so many instances where you will find yourself having to understand that you getting into any type of, you just putting yourself out there is already vulnerability. Now you could say, okay, it's so vulnerable. Why put myself out there anymore? Why try to make friends? Why try to find a partner? Why try to go try to spread the gospel? Why try to get business opportunities and make sure those go to fruition? Why make any videos like this and try to get people and talk to people even though you expect no one's going to watch it? Why even make this type of video? Because you are not worried about what are they going to say? What are they going to do? You're not worried about that because you know you can just dust off your feet and go to the next. Dust off your feet and go to the next. You know your message matters. You know it's good. You know your message is good. You know it matters. You know that it works. When you're connecting with someone, you know you're a good person to connect with. You know this. You know that you can build a connection. You can do it on your part. You know you can do that. You just know that they are broken. They're broken and they are unable to do it. You are able to. They are unable to do it. Right? Is this making any sense to you? I usually don't ask that. But is this making any sense to you? What I'm trying to say here. Is this making any sense to you? Because I feel like it should be. I feel like I'm really, people are really hearing me right now. You're hearing me right now, right? What did Jesus do? Did he walk away and go to the next person as he should? Or did he persist and be like, please, 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 please accept my message? Granted, it doesn't mean he always walked away. You know, if he needed to say his message once again, he would say it. If it needs to be said, if you need to say the message again, say it. If you need to reach out one more time, reach out. You know, your friend is in need, reach out. Like, think about a situation. Your friend is going through mental health crisis. And you say, or it could be your partner, or your family, friend. I said friend already. It could be a family member. It doesn't really matter. But they're going through a crisis. And because of their mindset, they are overly horrible. I had to think of, okay, I recently watched Green Mile. It's based on a Stephen King book or something. I didn't know it was supernatural, but this guy named John Coffey, he had it's like the drink, but it's not spelled the same. So he had these powers, right? It's Stephen King. It's always some type of supernatural. I didn't know I was gonna be able to relate this to a movie I just watched. But he had these powers, right? And what I liked about this film, especially, was him as a character. But he had all these powers, and he basically, spoilers if you haven't seen it, I guess. So my bad. If you haven't seen Green Mile, then I guess you can go watch it and come back or something. But basically, there was this older lady or something who was being who basically, had a history. It's a whole thing. A whole history. It's just the story, okay? It's a 3-hour long movie. I don't want to explain it all to you. But basically, this woman had this. It was a weird scene. I'm not gonna lie to you, by the way. But technically, she had this weird thing where she had demons in her, basically, because she was so before, she was super cool, super chill, and then this, by the way, the only reason I'm saying this is it literally relates to what I was exactly just saying. That's the only reason that would be the only reason that I said this. But she was acting all chill, and then she started just on random times. What her husband was saying was sometimes she would just go crazy. She would just swear. He's like, I didn't want to hear her swear out of her with her sweet voice. I didn't want to hear her swear. It just didn't sound good. He hated that. It hurt him to hear that. But she would be like swearing, going crazy, and it's like she doing this, right? And one night she was swearing up a storm, and she even looked like disgusted in the face, like she looked like she lost all her life. She was swearing up a storm. She's like, "Get away from me." She was like sick, right? She was basically sick, but it's not just sick from the body; it's sick in the mind because she was just so vulgar and horrible to interact with. He goes up, John Coffey. He has like these powers or something, which they're trying to attribute in the movie that it's like God given, right? That he's been given the ability to heal, right? Which it is talked about in the scriptures how we can heal through the power of Christ. So basically, we're using it's His power, but it's working through us. So yes, we can heal, but it's not us healing. But either way, um, it's through a connection. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, whatever. You get the point. You get the point. Basically, he goes in, and he literally goes up to her, and it's weird, but he literally kisses her. But and it's not actually, but like it was kind of weird. But either way, aside from the weirdness of that, technically he like sucked the soul or sucked the evilness out of her, and then he start coughing on it and getting on his knees. You're like John Coffey. He was coughing on his knees. Like, but what happened was she basically immediately, her face was good. Like I mean, like the life was bringing back into it. She was like immediately nice and stuff. Like she was good. I'm just thinking like that's a lot of people you're gonna be seeing today, but it's the exact opposite. It's the opposite, and they don't need and they don't like look that type of way. Actually, they might still look that type of way. They might actually start getting that type of look in their face as well, by the way. But yeah, that's what's gonna be. People are gonna be chill at first. Sometimes they're not gonna be chill at first. You know how many people I talk to that are not chill at first? Like they're just immediately toxic. But it's worse. It's the worse when they are chill, super cool, like super nice. You know, maybe even like charming, like whatever it is. You see them playboys, right? They're everywhere. They're charming. They're good looking. They're doing their thing, right? They're all nice and everything. You get deeper with them, and guess what happens? They start being a little crazy, don't they? They start showing their true colors. That's because their charming facade was just that. It was a facade. You want to say, oh, they just changed. Sometimes they do just change. But for the most part, they're like that because that's how they always were. So when you see the true colors of someone, realize that and literally start running. Sprint like your life depends on it. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, like, try at least a little bit to, you know, don't try to fix them, but, like, you know, reach out, you know, like, hey, you know, how are you? Like, maybe don't do that. You can try to reason with them if they're crazy, you know. You might try, but for the most part, you can't really do that. It's not going to really work 9 times out of 10. So, for the most part, if you, like, for example, if you just met someone and they're crazy, hop on out. But if you've been talking for like minutes, like this is your friend you've been knowing for a hot minute, or even your partner you've been knowing for a bit, or maybe you're just chatting, maybe you're not even dating or something, you're just chatting with someone for a while. It's a little harder to get out of that because you've been chatting for so long, especially if you're committed, or maybe you even have a house together. That is insane. But once you realize that things are not going to be fixed, by the way, of course, it means you have to at least, why wouldn't you try to at least fix them, right? You start at square one. Try to fix the problem. If the problem can't be fixed, or it's unfixable from their side and they don't want to put effort into it, then you go ahead and hop on out. Get out of there. But here's my thing. This is the point of the video. Honesty. Honesty is the best thing to do. You need to be content with yourself that you are honest. Doesn't mean you, like I said, just because people are horrible, does that mean you stop trying to reach out to them? Certain people, yes, right? Certain people are not worth your time. And once you realize that they're not worth your time, it's time to hop out, bro. It's time to go your separate way, bro. It's time to get out of there, bro. It's time to leave. Once you realize that it's time to leave, don't wait months for them to come around. Don't wait years. Mm-mm. Leave. I'm saying though, like, if they ain't for you, they ain't for you, man. And they can be all delusional all they want, bro. They can be delusional all they want. They can be like, man, I'm I'm perfectly fine. I'm here telling you right now I'm not perfectly fine. What does that say about them? I'm telling you right now I am not perfectly fine. I'm not the best at everything. I am not perfect. I have my problems too. Massive ones. And even me saying this can realistically say that I do better than the majority of people that I talk to. I do better in conversations and I treat them better than they do me. Most people I ever talk to. And that's not everyone. Keep in mind, I said most. Most. That's not everyone. There are people that treat me better than I treat them. And that's an issue. That's an issue. That's not a good thing. You see, most people can't even realize that. Me sitting there saying this right now, that is already better than what they would do. They won't even acknowledge the issue. They don't even care. Most people do not even care even a little bit. They won't even acknowledge the issue. You know? When you come in with unbelievable honesty, and not just honesty, truth, the demons literally scream in agony. They start running. They start getting fearful. Literally. When you speak the truth, they literally start getting terrified. You know that, right? Because they don't want you to. They want you to stay in the dark. They don't want you to understand the truth of the matter. So here's the thing. How do you deal with this situation? Or with these situations? I was going to say with the situation, I was going to say, talk about the person when I was younger, the friend that was a bully. I was going to relate to that. Technically, I could relate it, but how do you deal with a similar situation, right? I think you deal with it exactly how I did. Now, I don't think you actually, not exactly how I did, just similar. I think there wasn't much I could do at that time, but if I was dealing with that right now, I would literally just like realize his true colors, and then I would just walk away. I would just like not interact with him. And if he was doing the crazy stuff that he did, I would literally just call a case on him because he was doing some crazy stuff. I would literally just get that boy in prison. I would just get that boy in prison, man. But literally just sue him, bro, for damages. If he put a hand on me, he's getting sued. I don't care, bro. He put a hand on me, he's getting sued. I don't care. I don't care if I got $2 on my bank account. I'm getting to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't letting no bygones be bygones on that, bro. You touching my hair, man. But like, if he just said some bad words or something, just get out of my face, and I don't gotta talk to you no more, bro. Like, it's a waste of your time, bro. It's a waste of your time. So that's my advice to you. Be honest, and if you're honest, you're gonna see the truth, bro. Hey, if you're honest, you're gonna see the truth. Because when you're honest with people, it's literally, it's hard to really interact with that without being honest themselves. Let's say you say to someone, hey, I want to be friends. What if you said you didn't want to be friends? They wouldn't know. And they wouldn't be able to say no to you. What if you said, hey, I want to go hang out with you at this time in this place? Well, now they know. If they refuse that and they don't give you an alternative or tell you why, they're just like, no, I'm good. You don't. It's like, I mean, if you know them for a while, maybe they can just say, no, I'm good. But if you don't even know them that well, and they're just like, no, I'm all right. And they don't even say sorry, or they don't offer you something else, or say I'll get back to you, or anything. You just say bye-bye. Just say bye-bye. Especially if they don't even respond to you. Hop on out, bro. Hop on out, bro. Hop on out, man. That's the biggest thing. Especially online, you're gonna find a lot of people who just don't respond to you. You know how many people are trying to do these certain things? Don't respond. Don't try at all. They don't actually try to make a connection, and they don't actually try to do anything or build anything. And they also are not nice people to talk to. They're just literally just bottom feeders. Like they're just mouth breathers. This is the majority of people you will ever meet, and it's just the sad reality of the situation. So you have to be honest. Don't walk in and act like it's all. You don't waste your time if you're acting like something that it isn't. You're like, oh, I want this, or you're just like small talk. You know, like, what's up, man? Just say, hey, you want to play games on? Let's say you at work. You know, you at work and your coworker is just chilling, and you're like, hey, I want to go hang out with my coworker. He seems pretty chill. You just ask him to hang out. Imagine if you didn't do that. He's like, oh, maybe I'll just wait for him to say it. Sure, maybe he will. Maybe. If you don't really care too much. Like, if you actually don't care, then sure, just don't say anything. But if you want to hang out with him, then maybe ask him or something. I don't know, man. Just ask him. And people are afraid to ask things. Now, you only ask because you're just low effort. I guess could consider high effort, but you're just probing. You're just offering. You're just offering. You want to come with? It's like like people are afraid to walk up to women and be like, you want to go out? Now, granted, I don't think that's the best way to do things. I don't think you should ever be approaching women to do that. Just like cold walking up to them randomly on the street. But just asking them out in general, like maybe after you talk to them for a while, isn't a problem if you want to, But for the most part, you need to just be like, just do things. Like, just be honest. If you want to go and cold walk up to someone you're actually interested in, you're like, I could ask them out. Sure. I don't think it's the best approach, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Just be honest, man. Like, honesty is literally the best thing you can ever do. Like, I mean, the best way that you can interact with anyone is just with honesty. I've been doing that lately, and it literally has cut every connection. Almost every single one. Just because you're honest. Trust that's gonna happen. I'm not. You expect me to be like, oh yeah, honesty that'll help you out in your connections. No. You want to know what will help you out in your connections? Lying. And even then, it's still not gonna help you out. Nothing's gonna help you in connections with people who don't want to actually do anything. The only thing lying does is it extends the end. Being honest literally just makes it shorter, so you don't have to deal with them anymore. Just that simple. So when you're honest, you're gonna literally realize that people who are dishonest or people who are not for you are going to shine like a beacon of red, as in a red flag, but not a red flag, a red beacon of, hey, I don't know, I'm not ready for that, or I'm not reliable. Just they will shine. I'll say it. I had a whole group of people who were playing games professionally or somewhat. Do you know how many? Like, I was managing a team of people who just all we had to do is show up one day and play some games, and we could earn money, just like your job. And they couldn't even do that. They always had to be like, oh no, I actually can't. And it wasn't just one time. Most of them did it every time. If they were honest with me and just said, nah, I can't do it, I just can't do it, then that would be perfect. We can just get you out of here then. But most of them did not show up. Even the people who I thought was the ones that would always show up, even they were like, ah, man, sorry, I can't come in this time. What are we doing, bro? Even my most trusted ones was still flaking, bro. They always finna flake, bro. They always flaking, bro. They always flaking. Like, yeah, I'm finna flake too, man. I'm finna flake too. Like, you think they real for real. They talk like they real like that. Like I'm saying, they really good at, like, people are really good at doing that. They really good at talking like they're real. Talking like they actually care. But they don't. Some good actors, man. They should get a career in that, man. I mean, I'm supposed to be the actor, man. But to be a good actor, though, to be a really good actor, you gotta know how to be honest. Because if you know how to be honest, then you know what that looks like when you're honest. That means you can be honest even in a lie. Hey, man. I'm saying stuff, but I don't think you're understanding. That's fine. Anyway, point is, be honest, man. That's my biggest. That's literally the point of this video. I didn't know that was gonna be the point of this video, but it is, because being honest with yourself and being truthful and not caring, being like, think, bro, be like Christ, man. Be like Christ. Be Christ. Like, get into that word. Understand it, bro, because it's telling you how to act. He did not go and be like, man, this person is like, literally just think about it. Think about all the horrendous stuff they did to him. Think about it. The horrendous stuff they did. Horrible. Most other people who dealt with that, the despicable stuff they did, worse than probably you will ever experience. You probably just get, some stuff here and there. That's probably, I mean, you might have experienced some crazy stuff. I might not. Hey, I don't know. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to compare nothing, but for the majority of us, probably nothing as crazy as that. If you've literally been crucified and had that exact experience, then that's insane. I don't even know how you're alive right now, unless you're him. But unless you're him, but you're not. So either way, he experienced so much craziness. But what did he do? Did he say, screw you all? Or like, no. He said, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. He said, forgive them. He literally said, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. He's saying they delusional. They are not existing in sound mind. He is forgiving them literally as they are going crazy on him. That takes so much just to do. You have to understand that. That is immensely difficult. That is, you know how easy it is to say, just swear at all of them. Just say, like damn all of them. Like you could say that right then. But he didn't. And that's what you gotta do. People are saying crazy stuff to you. They doing crazy stuff to you. Not just saying, they doing it. They do you so dirty, bro. So dirty. And there's many ways people can do you dirty, bro. Many ways your family can do you dirty. Your partners can do you dirty. Even your friends, even your kids can do you dirty, bro. Even your kids can do you dirty, bro. I mean, you already know this. Because you probably experienced one, if not all of them. So, I mean, you already know that, but at the end of the day, you cannot be cursing them, man. Don't curse them. Forgive them, for they do not know what they do. They delusional. They're not in the right state of mind. They are not there. Forgive them, man. Doesn't mean, forgiving them doesn't mean, let's just let them do what they want. No. It means you're just getting that hate out of your heart, man. You like, man, I ain't connected to whatever you think, man. I'm not connected to whatever you did. I'm moving, bro. I'm doing my own thing. I'm moving past the hatred. I forgive you. If it was so bad that I can't interact with you anymore, fine. But if I can still interact with you, then I forgive you. Cool. The reality of the situation is, man, if you are honest, everything works out because you have your conscience. Sure, you might fail in certain things and things might not go your way. You might be honest and say, hey, man, I know you were horrible, but I don't hate you. In fact, I love you. And they might be like, what? You don't hate me? Like literally, I'm not even joking. That's literally how they would react. Many people react to that. They literally hear that you love them and care for them and you don't hate them, and they literally think that's disgusting. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it's going on in their minds, but the enemy is infiltrated in some of the craziest ways I've ever seen in my life. It's insane, bro. You can literally just give them the utmost respect, the utmost care, everything, and they're still gonna be like, get out of my face, you weirdo. And it's like, man, what did I do to you, man? At that point, they just hate themselves. Let's be real. They just hate themselves, man. And it ain't even on you, bro. It ain't even on you at that point, bro. It never was. You just move, man. You just move. Protect your peace. Keep your head on your shoulders with strength like a boulder, man, every day. And be honest, bro. Be honest. Brutally honest. I mean it, bro. Some things don't need to be said, though. I'll tell you that. Some things definitely don't need to be said. But some things do need to be said. Sometimes that's just how it goes. And sometimes you're going to be honest, and that honesty would be like a mess up, technically. Right? Technically, you were honest, but the honesty was not needed. What you actually need to do is say nothing. But you didn't know that, but that's fine. Honesty is better than lies. And even if you were honest and it didn't really work out because you're like, oh, I was honest, but it didn't really pan out well for me, I should have just said nothing. Even then, it's still not worthless that you were honest because you were at least honest. Even if you're honest but you change your mind, you're like, I feel this way, but you change your mind. Like, I might feel my way about something. Like, sometimes in these videos I feel some way about something, but then I change my mind later on. You can be honest about how you are in the moment because that is how you be authentic. You're authentic when you're honest about how you really are right now, how you feel right now, and all that different stuff. If you stop being honest, what really are you, right? Because you can always change, but you need to be honest right now. You could be honest right now and be like, I feel this type of way. And a minute later or 10 minutes later, you feel completely different. You might be like, well, I don't feel that way anymore. Now that thing that I said wasn't honest, right? I could look at a past video of mine and be like, well, actually, that was honest how I felt at the time. But now I don't believe in that, so maybe it's not honest now. Yes, technically, that is not true anymore. That's not what I truly believe. But in the time that I was speaking that, I was honest. And that's what matters more. That you were honest in the moment, not only in retrospect. Not like in retrospect you were honest, because you can't be honest in retrospect. It can only be true in retrospect, or what you truly believe still, or not what you truly believe. But honesty is now. When you're honest, you're being honest now. Christ was honest. He was honest to a fault. Right? He was honest. He wasn't lying to everyone. He wasn't just like prancing around and being like, let me just say whatever. No, he was like, no, I'm finna be honest. I'm gonna just say what it is. I'm gonna just do what it do. I'm saying how it is. I'm being honest. And that's how it is. And people followed him for that. Not just for that, of course, but that honesty is important. Right? And no matter who threw whatever stones or whatever insults or anything, he did not fight back. He did not throw insults back. He did not say, I hate you. He heard insults and he said, I love you. That's how we are to be as Christ. Hear an insult and literally say, I love you in response. That is literally insanity to the world. The world sees that as insanity. But us in Christ see that as strength. So be honest today. Choose to be honest today. Not tomorrow. Not yesterday. Today. Actually, hopefully yesterday. Hey, it'd be better than doing it today. Hey, that means you already got started. But until then, if you didn't get started yesterday, hey, you might as well get started today. Be honest today. Be not necessarily nice, but be loving today. Love them anyway. And if you love someone, sometimes that means you gotta let them go their own way. It's kind of how it works. Sometimes loving someone is letting them go their own way. Sometimes loving someone is letting them learn their lesson on their own by pulling your back, pulling away your attention and care and love for them for that moment as perceivable, and loving them in the back. If someone ever hurts you, the first thing you need to do, and it's what I'm going to do right now after this, for everyone I talked about in this video, and for just in general, other people or people that I have in mind, and what you should do also after this video is pray for the people that hurt you. Pray specifically for them, the people that hurt you, specifically related to them. Actually, you know what? After this video, pray specifically relating to the situations of, even if it's a past situation, of people that you've hated before or have done horrible things to you, and wish the best for them. Pray the best for them. Specifically. Pray for them to come to Christ if they're not in Christ, all that different stuff. But right now, let's pray together, and we'll pray for that. Because we don't usually pray in these videos. I feel like it might be a good idea to Just pray for just general. This is a general prayer. You should be specific to your situation after this, but in general, I'm gonna start. I might even start giving you guys stuff to pray about after, and do like prayer type stuff in videos. Just because why not? In some videos, not every video. But let's go ahead and pray generally. This is generally for like, it's a very general prayer, but it's helping to facilitate the idea that we're going for. So, bow our heads, why not? All right, Lord, me and this viewer who is across the way listening to me, I know that they want to learn, grow, and become a better person. And part of that is through honesty. And part of that is through loving people even though they don't love them back. People are going to hurt this viewer, Lord. People have hurt them in the past. For all the people in the future that hurt them, and all the people in the past that hurt them, I know it hurts them, even to this day. What I do want to do is pray. Pray for them. Me and this viewer, we both have our struggles, and we have our problems, but none of that means that we should be giving these people any hatred, no matter what they've done to us. I pray that this viewer can forgive those who have hurt him or hurt her, have hurt them. I pray that they can have peace knowing that they can be honest in the future, that they can love others no matter what. I pray that you right now give them the peace of knowing that they no longer have to hold on to hatred for anyone, no matter how recent it was or how far away, no matter how horrible it was what happened in the past, no matter how much pain they have and hurt and just horribleness, however they feel for this person. I ask that you heal them. You heal them of this hurt and this pain, however long it takes. But I ask that you help them through this, to heal from this, so that they can become better and stronger and on to better things, to meet people who are better, to enjoy people who are better, who have this light about them, your light, that can be the right person for them, that can actually be the right people for them, to have better friends, to have a better partner, to find themselves getting away, pulling back from those who hurt them, but to love them either way, to forgive them. I pray that they can forgive them, to forgive those who have hurt them, so that they can no longer have hate in their hearts any longer. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. That was a long prayer, but I had to get my point out there. Hopefully you enjoyed either way, and hopefully you prayed along with me. Maybe you prayed for me, or you prayed for someone in your life. I appreciate it. I appreciate your prayers as well. But I hope you pray for someone in your life as well. After this, maybe you can go ahead and get to praying for someone in particular, or multiple people. It's never a problem to go for that. Go ahead and do it. With that being said, though, it's been fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I enjoyed making it. If you got something out of it, maybe leave a like. It'll help me out. Just like if you didn't like it, up to you. You know what I mean? It's how it is. But with that being said, subscribe if you want more content like this. I got stuff on my main channel, stuff on this channel. We're going to be going crazy on this channel. We're doing a lot more stuff here, so subscribe to stay tuned for more stuff on this channel. It's a safe place. We're chilling out. We're relaxing. We're talking about serious stuff, though, so this is a kind of a serious channel, but we can also chill sometimes, so yeah, we're just kind of, it's a very nice place to be if you just want to, talk about some stuff, talk about stuff scripture-wise or anything, just chilling out, and it's a good place. So yeah, usually the videos are mostly about stuff related to life lessons and scriptural stuff. Sometimes repeat topics, oftentimes repeat topics, but this is how it goes. But yeah, that being said, hope you enjoyed, and see you when I see you, if I see you. I'll see you if I see you when I see you. I see you when I see you, if I see you. I see you when I see you, if I see you. I'll get used to doing that outro. I'll get used to it. But yeah, I'll do that. And hopefully I'll see it when I see it, if I see it. Just say it again. Just say it again. Anyway, peace, my friend. And I'll see you